Great heavens! Is this some manner of apparition?
Whoa! Where's my car? This isn't my building. Is this a museum? Did my people book a museum?
You stand upon my portico, sir. Uninvited. State your name.
Donald Trump, President of the United States. Tremendous presidency, by the way. Historic. And you are?
George Washington, the first.
The first? No kidding. General Washington? The cherry tree guy? The everything guy? I gotta be honest with you, General. I did not see this coming. Nobody did. The ratings on this would be enormous.
I am not concerned with ratings, sir. I am concerned with why Providence has deposited a loud man in a red necktie upon my porch. Perhaps we are intended to speak before I return to whatever soil I was plucked from.
Well, while we're here, let's use the time. You built this country. I run it now. Money, technology, war. The kids today, believe me, the kids today are a whole different story.
Very well, Mr. Donald Trump. Let us walk. I find conversation clarifies the mind better than standing still in one's study.
You know, I'd have paved this. Just saying. Very uneven. Liability.
It has survived 2 centuries without your paving, sir. I suspect it will manage a third.
So let's start with money, General, because I know money. I built an empire. Hotels, towers, golf courses, the best golf courses. Everybody says so. What did you have? A farm?
A plantation, sir, of some 5,000 acres, and debts enough to trouble any man's sleep. I understand money rather better than you might assume. I refused a salary as commander of the army, and later as president, so that no one could say I served for gain.
You turned down money? I respect that, I do. But that's not how I operate. I built my name on being upfront about wanting to win. Why hide it? Money is just the scoreboard.
Because a republic cannot survive if its leaders are seen to profit from the public trust. There is a difference between a merchant and a statesman, Mr. Donald Trump. The merchant asks, "What will this profit me?" The statesman asks, "What will this profit my country?" I fear the 2 vocations are too easily confused.
Duty doesn't pay the staff, General. I get the appeal of the humble farmer thing, very noble, very authentic. But this country runs on capital. Big deals, big growth. That's strength.
Strength without restraint becomes tyranny of a different crown, sir. I warned my countrymen against excessive public debt for that very reason. A nation shackled to creditors is not wholly free.
Okay, but the national debt today? General, you would not believe the number. And I still say, you've got to spend to grow. Sitting on a farm counting seeds isn't going to get you a skyline.
Nor will a skyline feed a soldier in winter quarters. I lost men to starvation while congressmen debated ledgers. Forgive me if your towers do not impress me so readily. Tell me plainly, then, what is money for in your reckoning?
Money is keeping score, General. It tells you who won. I built things nobody thought could be built, and the money proved it. Simple as that.
And when you are gone, does the tower keep score for you then?
My name's on it. Big gold letters. People remember names.
I confess I hoped for something similar once, that history would remember me kindly. But I came to believe a man's worth is measured less by what his name is carved upon, and more by what he refused to take. I could have been crowned king, sir. They asked me. The army would have done it. I said no.
They offered you a crown, and you said no? Just no?
I did. A crown is a debt no republic can repay.
Okay, that's actually a great line. I might use that. But look, I turned down plenty too. People don't know that. I turned down deals that weren't good for the brand. Point is, we both know when to walk away from the table.
Perhaps we are not so unlike, after all, in that one narrow respect. Though I note you left a tower of gold, Mr. Donald Trump. I left a warning.
different genres, General. Different genres.
Indeed.
It glows. Is it enchanted?
It's a phone. I built my whole campaign practically on this thing. One post and the world changes. Bypassed the newspapers entirely. Went straight to the people. Very democratic, actually. Tremendous reach. Nobody's ever had reach like this.
100 million. With one thumb. It took me 6 days on horseback merely to learn that Congress had adjourned. And these posts, they are proclamations? Edicts?
Better! They're instant. No Congress, no courts, just me and the people. I say what I think, they react immediately. Boom! Engagement through the roof.
So any man, at any hour, may issue a proclamation to the entire nation without deliberation, without counsel, without the cooling interval of reflection?
Speed is power, George. Can I call you George? You have to move fast or you get left behind.
In my cabinet, I insisted that men of opposing views debate for days before I rendered judgment. I believed that the first impulse was often the worst impulse, and that a leader who spoke without thinking was a leader who endangered the Republic. Your little screen has removed the space between thought and speech. That is not power, Mr. Donald Trump. That is the abolition of wisdom.
Okay, but tell me you wouldn't have loved having this in the revolution. Real-time intelligence, instant messages to your generals, no 6-day rides. You'd have crushed the British in half the time.
That, I confess, I would have loved.
There it is! The general wants a phone! I'm getting you a phone. Gold case, very tasteful.
I shall add it to the list of temptations I have declined.
Since you speak of conflict so lightly through your glowing device, let me tell you what it costs. I watched men without shoes leave bloody footprints in the snow at Valley Forge. I wrote letters home for boys who did not live to see spring. 16, 17 years old. They died screaming my name.
I never fought in a war, General. I'll be straight with you. Boardrooms, courtrooms, campaigns. I've had my battles. Brutal ones. But nothing like that.
No, nothing like that. And I pray no man of your era knows it as I did. Command is a lonely burden. You sign the order, and other men bleed for the signature.
I get letters too, you know. A different kind. Families of soldiers. You read enough of those? It changes how you think about sending anybody anywhere.
Then you understand something many leaders never grasp. But a victory purchased cheaply in rhetoric is paid for dearly in graves. I am told that in your time, men kill from behind a desk. From 10,000 miles away. That war has become clean.
It's different now. Technology. Drones. Very precise. Nobody has to get their boots dirty. Neither did we. The British called us traitors. We hid behind trees, used tactics European officers considered dishonorable. But we never pretended that killing was clean. We never made it convenient. The inconvenience of war was its only moral safeguard. When you remove the risk, you remove the restraint. You make death as easy as sending a letter. Nobody really wins a war, General. Even when you win. You lost soldiers. You lost time you don't get back. I said I want to end wars, not start them. People don't always believe me. But I mean it. That is perhaps the wisest sentence you have spoken since your arrival. Don't sound so surprised.
Okay, so here's the problem with kids today. Look at this. Dancing in their bedroom, crying because their boss asked them to work on Saturday. Very entitled. In my companies, we worked. We didn't make videos about our feelings.
These are the youth of the Republic?
Some of them. Very sensitive generation. You can't say anything anymore. Everything's a personal brand. Very digital, very gig-based.
In my youth, I surveyed wilderness at 16. I slept in snow. I copied rules of civility by hand to teach myself discipline. A republic cannot survive on personal brands and dance routines. It requires citizens who can endure discomfort, who can delay gratification, who can subordinate their desires to the common good.
Exactly. That's what I say.
And yet, Mr. Donald Trump, I have heard every generation accused of that failing since my own. My officers said the same of the young recruits at Valley Forge. They will not endure, they will scatter. And yet those same young recruits crossed an icy river half-starved and delivered me a nation.
Really? Even back then?
Even then, I have learned not to underestimate the young simply because they inherit a world that looks strange to me. The question is not whether they are soft. The question is what adversity we have given them to temper themselves against. A young man who has never faced hardship is like a sword that has never been tempered. Shiny, perhaps, but brittle.
Okay, fair. But the phone isn't helping. I'll say that much. The phone is not building character.
No, I suspect it is not.
May I ask you something plainly, Mr. Donald Trump?
Shoot.
Do you fear, as I did, that after you are gone, they will remember only the noise and forget the choices that cost you the most?
Yeah, actually. Everybody remembers the posts, the rallies, the headlines. Nobody remembers the 3 a.m. calls where you almost don't make the call you end up making. The hard ones.
Then we share that fear. Across 3 centuries. In my final years, the press called me a senile old man, a tyrant in waiting. They said I had betrayed the revolution. My own friends' newspapers printed the most vicious lies about me, lies that followed me to my grave.
Your own guy? Your own people turned on you?
Politics makes monsters of us all, Mr. Donald Trump. Or at least, it makes the newspapers paint us as monsters. They attacked my wife, called her a spy. Martha never sought the spotlight, yet the light found her anyway, and it burned. They go after your family, your kids. No boundaries, I know that. Then you understand. And yet, I did my duty. I served the office, not my ego. And when I left, I wrote a farewell address, warning against faction, foreign influence, and the spirit of party. I knew the Republic would survive only if men put country above self.
I stepped back once too, in a way. Walked away. People said I wouldn't. I don't know if I could have walked away from real power, though. From an army. Like you did.
Few could. That is precisely why it mattered that I did.
All right, don't let it go to your head, General. I'm still the guy with the phone and the airplane.
And I am still the guy, as you say, who is on your money.
Okay, that's a good one. I didn't know you had jokes.
I contain multitudes, sir. I simply did not waste them on Congress.
Okay, here's an idea. Before you go, let's do something together. You and me. One video straight to the kids. Everybody's worried about them. Let's actually say something.
What is that glowing ring? Another enchanted device?
It's a ring light. Makes you look good. Very flattering. You'll love it. All right, camera's rolling. Hypothetically, what do we tell them?
Young citizens, you did not build the debts you inherit, nor the machines that watch you as you scroll. But you inherit also the Republic, and it is, I assure you, worth defending. Discipline before comfort, that much, at least, is eternal.
And I'll add, don't let anybody tell you that you can't win big. You've got to show up, you've got to work. The phone won't build it for you. Use it. Don't let it use you.
Yet I would caution them against one thing you represent rather too well, sir.
Here it comes.
Spectacle. You have shown me a world addicted to attention, where the loudest voice, not the wisest, commands the crowd. I built a republic on the hope that reason might occasionally outshine noise.
Fair, but let me push back. Sometimes you need the noise to get people to listen to the reason. Nobody read your farewell address on a billboard. I'd have gotten that thing 10 million views.
That may be the second wisest thing you have said today.
I'm on a roll.
Do not let it go to your head, sir, as you warned me not 10 minutes past.
Touché, General. Touché.
It seems my visitation is ending. The fates, or whatever force governs these absurdities, are recalling me to my soil.
Wait, before you go, what should I tell people about this? About what we talked about?
Tell them that I did not fight for a nation of gold towers and personal brands. I fought for a nation of farmers and shopkeepers who could govern themselves without kings. But tell them also that I understand the temptation. Power is intoxicating. Wealth is seductive. Fame is a siren that drowns out virtue.
And what about me? Do I have any virtue?
You ask the question. That is more virtue than I expected.
Very diplomatic. You would have been great at the UN.
It has been an unexpected honor, Mr. Donald Trump.
Likewise, General. Genuinely. And hey, for what it's worth, if you ever want to run again, I think you do great numbers.
I believe, sir, I shall leave the running to you. 2 terms of that particular burden nearly finished me, and I did not have your device. Well, the device helps. Also hurts. Mixed reviews, honestly. One final word, if you will permit an old general his vanity. That little screen you carry, it is a more powerful weapon than any musket I ever fired. Use it to unite, and you will be remembered as I hoped to be remembered. Use it to divide, and you will be remembered as I feared. The choice, as it always has been, is yours.
I'll try, General. I'll genuinely try.
Guard the Republic better than either of us guarded our own reputations. That is the only inheritance that matters. Then perhaps history will forgive us both.
Wow. That just happened. Tremendous guy. Tremendous. God save the Republic. Yeah, I'll add that to the thread. Part 48 of 89.